All right, this video is going to be off the cuff, so just in case I slip up with my verbiage, it will be fixed sometime later in the link with notes below for review. All right. Okay, right here. All right, the video is about if you should be omitting intercalary days or not out of your calendar. I am being led to believe that the book of Joshua is pointing out what's already in your canonized Bible concerning omitting the intercalary days. Another point here, Ethiopian biblical canon does contain Joshua, Enoch, and Jubilee. All right? All right. All right. We're moving forward here. A major key point is that when we review Exodus chapter 40, Leviticus chapter 8, and Leviticus chapter 9:1, okay? The 8th day is the first day of the new year, all right? So it cannot be the last day also. That's my point, okay? So when we review that, you'll see the 8th day is the first day of the new year. And it can't be the last day also. So let's read the book of Joshua here. Okay, Joshua 83, verse 1. Okay. And in the 12th month, in the 23rd day of the month, Moses took Aaron and his sons, and he dressed them in their garments, and anointed them, and did unto them as Yahuwah had commanded them. And Moses brought up all the offerings which Yahuwah had on the day he commanded him. All right, verse 2. Moses afterward took Aaron and his sons, and said to them, For 7 days shall you remain at the door of the tabernacle, for thus I am commanded. Verse 3. And Aaron and his sons did all that the Lord had commanded them through Moses, and they remained for 7 days at the door of the tabernacle. All right. Verse 4. And on the 8th day, being the first day of the first month, in the second year from the Israelites' departure from Egypt, Moses erected the sanctuary, and Moses put up the furniture of the tabernacle and all the furniture of the sanctuary, and he did all that Yahuwah had commanded him. So, let's review that real quick. At the top, it's telling you it's the 12th month, the 23rd day of the month, right? All right. Aaron and his sons are being anointed, right? They're going to be washed. They're being washed, right? Before they start their 7-day count in front of the door, right? I'm just making this point. Because right here it says, Moses afterwards took Aaron and his sons and said to them, For 7 days you remain at the door of the tabernacle, for thus I am commanded. Okay. Of course, you got verse 3 where it says they remained for 7 days at the door of the tabernacle. And of course, verse 4 sums it up and says, And on the 8th day being the first day of the first month, right? And of course, Moses erected the sanctuary. So the first day is the 8th day of the new year. Okay? So, here we go. All right. This is kind of a quick summary. And like I said, you're going to have to take your time and look over this. I'm going to try to review it the best I can here. All right. So it's just a quick summary. I have Joshua 83:1. I put 12:23, anointed the priest. Next verse, 12:24, start 7-day count, ends at 12:30. And I have Enoch 75:1, omit the 31st, 12:31, the intercalary day, right? Which is not reckoned in the month of 30 days. Okay? And then you have 83:4, which I just went over, of course. New Year's, month 1, day 1, the 8th day, right? Which is counted within the month of 30 days. And we got 75:1 where it says, 4 intercalary days not reckoned within the month of 30 days. So when you're counting within your days, you don't reckon them in the counting process, okay? So Enoch chapter 82, 4 through 7 says, So the 4 intercalary days in reckoning in the whole year. So in reckoning the whole year, right, you include them. All right. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's try this out real quick. Here we go. So right here with this blue, I put anointing the priest. That'd be the 23rd day, right? So now we're going to count 7 days, and plus we're going to count 8 days by skipping over the last day, right? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold on. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? And then it says the 8th day is the new year. So we go 8, right? So the 8th day is the first day of the new year. Now, because it didn't say the 8th day is the last day of the year, it said 8th day is the new year of the first month, right? It's the first month. So that's the point. So let's try that again. They wash themselves, right? Then they count their 7-day count before the door. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Counting within a month with 30 days each. All right, there's 7, and then we go 8. So 8, and we omit that 31st day, the last day of the year, right? So the 8th day I have up here where it says New Year's 8th day, the first day, right? That's when they erected the sanctuary, right? So, okay, I gave a little more verbiage here. Again, months only contain 30 days each. So you're not supposed to count this last day within your counting of the days that are within your months of 30 days. Right? The last day of the year, which is the equinox, which is not reckoned within the month of 30 days, right? Omitted out of the count in the month of 30 days. So that's just kind of repeat there. And you'll see when we review some of the scriptures before, down below, like Leviticus and Exodus, you'll see that they're anointing themselves the day before they're counting, before they're standing for the door for 7 days, okay? So let's check this out. All right. Okay, Exodus chapter 40, 1 through 17. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, verse 2, you shall set up the tabernacle of the tent of congregation on the first day of the first month. Sounds like Jasher, right? First day of the first month. Okay. All right. Let's look at verse 12. And you shall bring Aaron and his sons to the door of the tabernacle of the congregation and wash them with water. Right? The day before the count. So washing with water the day before the count, right? 13, and you shall put the holy garments on Aaron and anoint him and sanctify him so that he may minister to me in the priest of office, right? So let's go to 17. And it came to pass in the first month in the second year, on the first of the month, the tabernacle was set up, right? Sounds like Jasher. The tabernacle was set up on the first month. The first day of the first month, which was called the 8th day. So let me go down a little bit. Right? So we got right there, first day of the first month. Right? Bring Aaron's sons to the door of the tabernacle. Right? We wash them with water, the 23rd day. All right, this day is before the count. And of course, you know, you count 7 days afterwards, and then there you go. It came to pass on the first month of the second year, on the first of the month, the tabernacle was set up, just like Jasher said. But there, it just calls it out. It says the first month, the first month is the first day of the first month is the 8th day. Let's go review that real quick. Stumbling my words here. All right. Okay, so verse 4, it clearly says, on the 8th day, being the first day of the first month, right? Moses erected the sanctuary, right? So. All right. One more time, 17 says, and it came to pass in the first month of the second year, on the first of the month, the tabernacle was set up. Okay. Let's check out Leviticus chapter 8, 33 through 36. Okay, verse 33. You shall not go out of the door of the tabernacle of the congregation 7 days, until the days of your consecration are at an end. For he shall consecrate you 7 days. All right. 34. As he has done this day, put in parentheses, wash with water. All right, who has commanded you to do, to make an atonement for you. Just to make a point here. So where it says this day is 1 day, right? That's when they're washing, right? Plus 7 days equals 8. Okay. All right, 35. And you shall remain at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation day and night 7 days. All right. And keep the charge of Yahuwah, so that you do not die, for I commanded. Verse 36. And Aaron and his sons did all the things which Yahuwah commanded by the hand of Moses. All right, next following chapter starts with Leviticus chapter 9:1, and it says, And it came to pass on the 8th day that Moses called Aaron and his sons and the elders of Yasharel. There you go. So it's telling you, it came to pass on the 8th day that Moses and Aaron and his sons and the elders of Yasharel. So, same verbiage of Leviticus and Jasher. And like I said, you have to put them together. And so here we go. There we go. That's a major point here. The 8th day being the first day of the new year. It cannot be the last day also. So when you put Leviticus and Exodus together, you realize the 8th day is the first day of the new year. So you can tell right now, you can tell that they're omitting the last day of the year. Right? So right here, 8th day. 8th day came to pass. Right? Remain at the door of the congregation day and night for 7 days. All right, so 7 days, and then the 8th day. All right? Let's see. All right, Exodus 46 says, Set the tabernacle of the tent of the congregation on the first day of the first month. All right. And here it shows 12. It says, Bring Aaron and his sons to the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, wash them with water. So this day is before the start of the count, right? So wash them with water. And then it says, And you should put holy garments on Aaron and anoint them and sanctify them, so they may minister to me as priestly office. So you go to 17. It came to pass the first month of the second year, on the first of the month, the tabernacle was set up. As Jasher says, the 8th day. Leviticus right here also mentions the 8th day, right? So, again, a major key point here. The 8th day being the first day of the new year, it cannot be the last day also. So, all right. This is just more scriptures talking about the first month of the first year, right? And I'm not going to read these right now. You can probably read them on your own time. All right, it'll be in the link below. So, it's interesting. Maybe I will read some. So the first year, it says the first of the month. I'm talking about Noah here, right? And it said Noah removed the covering of the ark, right? And look, behold, the face of the earth was dried. So on the first day of the first month, Noah removed the covering of the ark, right? Kind of important. Chronicles mentions the first year, first month, open the door of the house of Yahuwah. Here's verse 17. First day of the first month, sanctify on the 8th day of the month. Okay, so I'm going to move forward. There's something else going on here, so you guys are looking on time. All right, then it says, Hezekiah the king rose early and gathered the rulers of the city and went up to the house of Yahuwah. Ezra kind of has the same, you kind of see the same pattern going with Ezra here. Yeah, I might as well, I'm going to read this here, okay? So Ezra 6:15, and it says, And this house was finished on the 3rd day of the month of Adar, month 12, all right? Which was in the 6th year of the reign of Darius the king. Verse 16, the children of Yashar, the priests and the Levites, and the rest of the children of the captivity kept the dedication of the house of Elohim with joy. Verse 17, and offered at the dedication of the house of Elohim 100 bullocks, 200 rams, 400 lambs, and for a sin offering for Yasharel, 12 goats, according to the number of the tribes of Yasharel. So, dedication of house, right? Sin offering of animals there. So verse 18, and they set the priests in their divisions and the Levites in their courses for the service of Elohim, which is at Jerusalem, as it is written in the book of Moses. All right, there we go. Verse 19, and the children of the captivity kept the Passover upon the 14th day of the first month. So you can see a pattern going on here with Ezra there, right? So you can see a pattern. You got the dedication of the house, the priests in their divisions, the Levites in their courses, and of course being the first month of the new year, you have Passover falling at, right? 14th day of the first month. So that pretty much sums it up. And like I said, I'm going to leave this in the link below. This is just kind of ramped up what I just reviewed. All right? All right. All right. Oh, okay. I have another section here. I can leave this in the link also. This section here is just adding to my recent video, was Messiah celebrating Hanukkah, as per John chapter 10, verse 22. All right, which didn't have the subject omitting intercalary days. So I wasn't talking about the intercalary days at all in that video. So here, I added it, okay? So I have 3 different alternate countings below. Pick your choice, right? So it's like on steroids here. So there you go. Here you go. You have omitting intercalary days using a 7-day count here. I'm not going to do that. You can take your time on it. Then you have the calendar following up again there. Right? Remember it's about it's a takeoff of the video about Hanukkah. Did Messiah celebrate Hanukkah? So leading up to the last day of the year, of course, again, you see a cycle of being the first day of the year, and of course, Caiaphas being the priest of that year, and then Passover following, just like the other books mentioned. You see a nice cycle of stuff going on. Okay, so then I have work in progress with notes here on the bottom. And I have the book of Jasher on the bottom for Charles' version. All right, so that looks like that is it. So thank you and shalom.